Welcome to the Nexus of Adventure, where stories transcend the page, a place where heroes and villains clash. This is Break, Battle, and Roll. It's once again time to break, battle, and roll. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Aaron Rollins. I am your game master, and I have three special people here, starting with the spirit of Raccoonathy, Chad Stafford.
What it do? I want to be a raccoon. I want to walk like one, talk like one, too. Cause you see, it's true. I can't cool like me. Can learn to be wild and carefree, too. Timothy Biscuit.
Oh, fantastic. And how about the soul of Flower Skunk, Janelle
Hi,
Wilke?
this is Sauerkraut. Sour because so sick today. And moist because sweating and mucus. Help me! Chad, I'm so sorry. Future Chad, I'm so sorry that you're going to have to edit all my sneefs.
God.
Oh, my sneeves. Oh, my sneeves.
Truly a hag today.
Oh.
Help me!
And the embodiment of Thrig Bear, Ben Holland.
Me Thrig, me fine. Everyone else mess.
Hope they're salmon.
Hope they're salmon. Never got my salmon, by the way. That's a problem.
Yeah, sad.
Well, maybe that salmon
Right.
was on their own vision quest and you just ate someone from the Feywild.
Salmon
shit.
was just the friends we made along the way. Mainly the spiders.
Don't look now, guys, but that dude over there is wearing a salmon
there's a
mask.
bite
Okay,
out of it.
so maybe a good thing that.
Well, I had two arms, but after the vision quest, I got eaten by a bear.
Well, I went into the tree with a face.
Oh my god. Rohn's not a salmon face, is he?
Can you imagine? You go into the tree, you come out, you're just like, really? Fucking fish? Get to the tree, he says.
Just-
Splash, splash,
Just
flop, flop,
flops
flop,
all the
flop,
way.
flop.
Oh my gosh.
Just to get
I
eaten
really
by
want-
me 2 jumps away.
Yeah. Oh, cool, there's wolves in the way.
I feel like I have our fan art moment right here. Is just a character with a stupid salmon
This
face.
salmon guy.
Like, yeah.
Just looking. You can't see their face, but you know they're pissed.
They're so
I
unhappy.
want to say that was a character on the Tick animation, the show, where it was like, he was like, I'm a fish guy, and he was like a superhero that was just a fish, and he was worthless. It was, anyway.
just flopping on his side.
On our last break, battle, and roll, with the pieces of Nathaniel collected, the adventurers headed deeper into the forest in order to stay clear of the Jabberwock. While searching for the other members of the cavalcade, Timothy and Flowerkraut spied a shining tree from high up in the branches of the Fey Woods. Nathaniel told Thrig that he was beginning to remember information related to the mythical Jabberwock, specifically that it was born from theft, that the creature existed due to something of vital importance being taken. Upon reaching the light-refracting tree, the party was met by Minerva, the bat-like keeper of the mirror tree. Knowing that they were there to seek aid, Minerva tested Timothy, Flowerkraut, and Thrig with puzzles, confirming that they would soon understand what they were about to experience, the plane flow connection. Staring into the reflective bark of the tree, the three heroes were transported back to the material plane, where they took the form of their spirit animals, a raccoon, a skunk, and a bear. Minerva spoke to them from across the plain, telling them to connect the circuit and reach the tree. High above on the mountainside, they could see the same mirrored bark from before, and so they set off on a homeward-bound adventure. After crossing a river, negotiating with spiders, and ascending a cave, the three animals were close to their goal. Their keen senses detected a pack of wolves guarding the mirror tree, and so a plan was put into action. Timothy would act as a distraction, while Flowerkraut musked as many as she could. Thrig would back them up as the muscle. The plan executed well. Flowerkraut sprayed 2 wolves, leaving only one to chase Timothy, which nearly killed him with a bite right before Thrig could arrive. And with a mighty swing of his claw, the half-orc bear decimated the wolf. Thrig gently picked up the unconscious Timothy and brought him to the tree where Flowerkraut lifted the raccoon's eyelids open enough for him to see his reflection and disappear.
When I look in my reflection through a half-dead raccoon.
The two followed by once again looking into the bark and seeing their humanoid selves before transporting their consciousness back to the Feywild. But now they each wore a mask of the animals they embodied. Remington arrived shortly after, short of breath. Glad to see that the adventurers had reached the tree and were now wearing masks. He said they were finally able to talk about it, that the masks have kept them hidden from the Jabberwock. He told them, as far as he could tell, Rohn was still alive and keeping the creature busy, but they would need to do something soon. After calming down a bit, Remington shared that he was glad that they now shared in the Plain Flow connection. He then pulled his banjo and played the tune he was inspired to write about it, giving Timothy access to a new song. And that is where we left off. So, Timothy, you know a new song. The Plain Flow connection.
So exciting.
When you sing this song, you select a number of creatures equal to your proficiency rating, just like you would with Feychild. Those people, as long as they are wearing their animal mask that they have bonded with a creature from another plane, they summon a spectral version of that creature for 10 minutes, and the creatures act as your familiars for that time.
That's incredible.
Oh, that's cute.
Which, by the way, as a familiar, they would follow basic familiar rules. So unlike Brandy, who has kind of become her own thing with the bond with Flowerkraut,
For better or for worse.
you would have to, like, say, forego your action to give your familiar an action in a turn.
Got it. Brandy's gonna be pissed.
You can still telepathically connect. You're telepathically connected to them as long as they're within like 100 feet of you. Actually, that's not there for this kind of bond because you're just bonded beyond the plane with this creature.
Remington, your song, I don't know. It's like
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it was beautiful. I felt a connection to the realm that we were just from, just by hearing the song.
Really? I just felt inspired to write something when all of us from the cavalcade had to go through all this. It just it felt like a story that needed to be told, you know? So I'm glad you like it. I sure would have been embarrassing if I just played that, you know, especially in such a stressful situation that we're in, and you would have told me that it was garbage. So, hey, that's great. But what do you mean you?
It was lovely.
Well, that's a lot of feelings you're sharing there about feeling it across the plains. It's just a song, Timothy.
Huh. Well, I guess I'm just feeling inspired. If anything, we have a new song to play once everything's back to normal and we can get the cavalcade back together.
Well, that sounds good to me. Let's go and see if we can get Rohn back.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you guys start heading back down the side of this mountain, and Remington's kind of squinting off in the distance. You guys definitely can hear the Jabberwock maybe a mile away from you, crashing through trees. It has to be still chasing him. Like, there's no reason why this thing would be making so much noise, as you can hear literally bark snapping with this thing moving around.
You see Thrig put his hand up to his ear to hear better, and you realize that he's using Nathaniel's severed arm instead to
Wow.
to cup his
Oh,
ear.
good. He's back. Nathaniel, where did you go when we were in the tree?
I've been sitting here on the back of Thrig. I thought he fell asleep, honestly.
Okay.
I had a whole conversation with him, and he didn't respond. I was starting to worry.
Interesting. All right.
Thrig's sorry. Thrig was bare.
I think the bat lady started feeling sorry for me. She told me to just shut up after a while.
Wow.
Bye, Minerva. Thank you for the cryptic messages and the vision quest.
She's like hanging upside down from the mirror tree, and she just kind of like extends one bat hand and waves you off.
Bye.
She was nice.
She gives you an upside down thumbs up, and you can't tell
Oh,
she's giving you
no.
a thumbs down or a thumbs up, like if she's happy with you or not. That's your anxiety that you're going to think about.
Ever cryptic.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
That's what you're going to think about at 3 a.m. for the rest of your life.
Life is nothing but
A
perspectives.
fat thumbs up
But whose perspectives matter?
is a thumbs down.
I love that so much.
I am a little concerned. Remington here has said that those masks, they hide you from the Jabberwock. I don't have a mask. Am I not hidden? Well, I'd say you're looking pretty dead, so I don't think Jabberwock's gonna give two shits about you, old man.
I mean, you can ask the other 2 parts of his body about that. It sort of gave 2 shits about him.
Actually, like 4 or 5, and Timothy's counting the amount of body parts that are in Thrig's bag.
I know. Thrig, did you, take his arm off? That was part of the torso portion.
You see Thrig's just like scratching his beard thinking, but it's still Nathaniel's hand. It's like, no, this was always like this.
That's fine. It's fine. It doesn't hurt. Maybe this is for the best. I suppose I'm not really a viable target for this creature. So you guys head down, and as you kind of enter back into the main woods, you see these 2 humanoids just kind of like form from the bushes. They just kind of come out, and the leaves swirl around and take the shape of 2 dryads. They're just like
The reverse Homer Simpson.
yeah, exactly.
I was gonna make that joke. Dang it.
Remington like hits the brakes, and he's like, whoa, Alder, Willow, you scared me. I'm on edge right now. Please don't do that.
We're sorry. Remington, we found something we think you should know.
All right. Well, let's hear it. We got Rohn to save.
We found this, where the Jabberwock was walking and crashing around.
And one of the dryads holds up this like long piece of fungus, and it's like got a very greenish tint to it, and it looks unlike fungus. Like the way it's being held in her hands, it looks like it's really durable.
What is that?
Remington even he takes it and he starts tossing it around, and he like taps it with the back of his hand, and he's like, "Oh wow, this is copper mold," and he hands it over to you, Flowerkraut.
Let's see. Would I do an Arcana check or a Nature check?
Nature check.
Oh, baby. Oh, 10.
You have never seen any kind of fungus like this before. It's kind of crazy. Like normally you could slice through fungus very easily, especially if you were making like a mushroom soup or something like that. This looks like incredibly tight fibered fungus that also has a little bit of a metallic sheen to it, but it's green, so it comes off looking more like copper.
I can't make heads or tails of it. She passes it to Timothy.
Huh.
Any ideas?
The dryads say,
This is shedding off of the Jabberwock.
and you see, you notice that the dryads seem to have trouble speaking a little bit. There's some pauses in their language. They don't speak quite as fluently, especially the common that they're speaking right now. Copper mold, huh? Copper. Well,
Could I do a survival check to see if there's something that I've ever foraged or anything like that before?
Timothy looked at it and rolled a 2, so he's just like, mold.
17.
Wow, Thrig.
with your roll, Thrig, you would deduce that while you've never seen copper mold before, nor have you foraged it, it would make sense that copper mold, with the as you hold it, like as Timothy hands it over to you, it's like an armored plate. Like enough of these things, you know, like stacked up on each other would basically come close to dragon scales.
And this is just coming off of the Jabberwock?
Does that mean it's a way to lower its defenses?
Oh, copper mold, I got it now, yes. Copper mold. is only found in the broken stone veil of the Feywild. Oh, shit. The broken stone veil, that... Okay, so what you're saying, dead guy, Nathaniel, is that this thing it came from the broken stone veil, the land of the werewolves and lycanthropes and...
The what and the what and the what?
Basically a real bad fucking place that we never want to go to.
Oh.
They're like puppies, but those are bitey puppies.
Very, very bitey puppies, and someone like me is fresh meat in their eyes, so I don't like...
We don't like them either.
Are you telling me you don't even like their brains? Little kitty cat?
Oh, we will eat their brains, but we don't like them to touch us.
Still, this is good. Thank you, Alder. Thank you, Willow. I appreciate you finding this. Have you seen Maribel anywhere?
Yes, there.
And they both point like off to the distance.
Hey, Remington.
Yeah.
Is there something we can do? Is there any sort of plan or way to maybe build a trap for this thing? What are you guys thinking? Because it seemed like none of us were equipped to deal with the Jabberwock before. We've got the masks, but is that really enough?
I'll give you a little bit of history. We don't really know what to do either, Flowerkraut. We went to Minerva. We got the masks as a desperate act. We made a blood bond with the mirror tree in order to keep us hidden. We've lost people to this thing already. And it was just as Rohn said. It sees someone and it wants them dead. Whether that is because it's gonna eat them or just straight up kill them, it doesn't give up. And when that stupid son of a bitch took his mask off, I just knew he was dooming himself to the same fate as the rest of our friends.
Is there anything to stop its rampage? Can he put his mask on and it'll help, or does it not stop after that?
I don't know. None of us have been stupid enough to take our mask off around it. I'm hoping that he knows what he's doing. You can see Remington's getting real emotional.
The Jabberwock, how long has it been around? We know that there might be something we can return to it that has been stolen from it that can stop its rampage. Would you know anything about that?
Return something? Where? How would you know? How would you know about that? You just found out what the Jabberwock was today.
Nathaniel, maybe you have a little more insight to give?
Well, I only know some things. It's coming to me very slowly. You must forgive me. Well, that's at least something.
Remington, you okay?
Maribel! Honey, I'm fine. Listen. Look, they did it.
Oh, y'all got your masks. Oh, I'm so happy. Look at you. You're a skunk, and you're a raccoon, and you're a bear. That's no surprise.
Me bear.
He thrived as bear.
Tis fitting.
It was very fun.
Thrig thrive.
Remington, everyone's fine. We're keeping safe. We're keeping hidden.
Darling, I want you to keep doing that. We're gonna go get Rohn.
Are you sure?
We're gonna try.
You keep that mask on of you. You don't take that mask off.
I'm not gonna take my mask off, dear. You keep everyone safe.
And don't worry, we'll keep Remington safe.
I appreciate that. We won't be far behind. Cavalcade does not sit and linger. You need anything, you can find us. Won't be too close. Won't be too far.
And Maribel, if you can check around with the cavalcade, if anyone, when you put your heads together, if anyone comes up with something that had been stolen from the Jabberwock.
Stolen from the Jabberwock?
We learned that most likely is what's causing it to rampage. So if there's anything that sounds familiar to somebody regarding that, that may be the key to stopping it.
Yeah, and apparently it came from the Broken Stone Veil.
Oh,
yeah, that.
That's no good.
Nope.
I'll ask around.
Thank you.
We'll see. We'll see what everyone knows. Everyone here at the cavalcade's from a different part of the Fae.
All right, y'all. Of course, I'm not asking you to put yourselves out there for this. Well, who the hell am I kidding? Yes, I am asking you. Please. I owe Rohn, all right? We gotta undo all this.
You didn't have to ask.
We're here to help.
Thrig, go.
All right, then.
Before we do, I take Flowerkraut just like a quick aside, and in a low tone, I just ask her, I'm concerned if there's any connection between this Jabberwock and the hags, and it seems too coincidental that this thing appeared after they attacked. What if they're the ones that stole something from this creature?
I wouldn't be surprised about that at all, Timothy. And if that's the case, we'll have to figure out some other way to subdue it. And we'll probably have to do it the Thrig way. And Flowerkraut gives a nod to Thrig and flexes her muscles not quite as there as that one day that she busted him out, but she flexes
Thrig
a
raises
muscle.
Nathaniel's hand in a thumbs up.
Timothy looks towards the diseased tree and just thinks to himself that what if even the tree in its state is also tied to the behavior of the Jabberwock?
Timothy, I think it's all connected. If you want to know what I feel, I think there's no coincidences here.
It feels like the Feywild is a place of connections, and if one part of it is ill, it spreads.
And not even just the Feywild, but it's all a parallel to how it is on the material plane too. I think there's purpose in pursuing this.
I never thought we would be in these positions, but I'm ready for things to get better. And if we're the ones that have to bring that about, then so be it.
Agreed. Flowerkraut kind of eyes the sword.
And you are also on the same thought that Timothy is on, because as scary as this thing is, if we have to restrain this creature, I don't want to say it'd be worth the risk, but it's something to consider.
So Remington goes about trying to track exactly where Rohn went versus where the Jabberwock went. So he's going to roll a survival check. If anybody else would like to do anything in order to try to...
I will give him Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Because I do not have good survival.
So similar to how you could be in a forest and hear noise echoing through the trees, you don't exactly know the direction of which those sounds are coming from. So it was like you guys could confirm that there's still a lot of Jabberwock activity going on out there, but you don't know where. You have a general direction idea, maybe like 120 degrees of direction.
It's in front of us somewhere.
Exactly.
So I would like to do two things once you finish that roll, if I can.
So he gets an additional 1d6 to what his roll.
Okay, he'll go ahead and use it, and he rolled a total of an 18. Wait, no, plus. Okay, so Remington got a 23, and so he finds. What did you want to do, Thrig?
So I was going to help because I have pretty good survival, but it doesn't sound like that's necessary at this point. What I want to do with this mushroom, I want to see if, as we're kind of walking along, if I can take my hunting knife and kind of cut it into a flatter surface and affix it to my scale armor.
Okay. So it is already in a very flat...
Okay.
So don't think of it as a mushroom shape. It is already very much...
I was thinking of it as a stalk.
Yes. It's yeah, exactly. It's kind of like... It's stringy, but it's also very flat. So, yeah, it would... You could easily just affix it to yourself. Doesn't smell great, but, does Thrig smell great?
No, probably not. He didn't clean his cloak when he killed the bear.
Flowerkraut kind of like does a little gesture to her mask, like, yeah, I feel you.
All right, so you start following Remington as he's, staying on the tracks, and you smell something pungent as you're moving through the woods, and then You break through some trees, and you see this line of trees, very irregular, all either fallen or just coated in moss and mushrooms, and they are decomposed. Like, you see some trees that have literally just fallen under their own weight, but as they fell, the trunk just collapsed in on itself because there was nothing of structure left as the fungus and organisms have just gobbled it up.
Like they rotted from the inside out.
Exactly. And it's in a straight line. It's like there's just a line of trees.
Is this creature diseased, or is this something that is afflicting this creature, or is this something that the creature inflicts?
That's a good question, Timothy, because the piece, it sounded like the pieces were falling off of the creature, too.
Can I roll survival to see if these trees fell recently, like if this really is the result of the Jabberwock running this way?
Roll nature.
Nature. Well, that's not as good, but we'll do it. Hey, does nat 1 -1 work out? How does a zero play out on a nature check? I can't even find the ground.
I've never seen a zero before.
I can't even find the ground.
Never seen a zero.
That is wild.
Tree live, tree die. Thrig knowledge.
Yeah.
Sharp thoughts with Thrig.
Thrig facts. Thrig facts. Yeah.
Thrig goes into bear mode for a second.
Look over and he's just gnawing on his own arm.
Oh my god.
He's chewing on one of them.
Thrig is scratching his back on the tree as though he were still a bear.
What? What is going on over there?
with Nathaniel still on my back.
I mean, you haven't taken him off, so
Nope.
he's on your back.
Yeah.
Thrig's just scratching his ass with his own foot, like.
As you guys get closer to this line of trees, because this it's kind of perpendicular to the path that you are traveling. There's not really a sizzling sound, but like a steaming sound coming from these trees. It feels very warm when you get closer to them. Like a lot of energy is coming off of these very decomposed trees.
Flowerkraut rolled a 15 for a nature check, if that helps.
Flowerkraut, these trees rapidly decomposed and recently.
Okay, this is recent.
They're still kind of in that stage of decomposition, but it is happening very quickly. And as you know from all of the guck and mold and fungus that you deal with, a lot of energy is given off and heat is given off in the process. And it may be dangerous to move through this.
As if this creature wasn't frightening enough.
Looking forward, is this kind of like a blockade almost? Like, is it almost unavoidable? Like, we're going to be touching this stuff, or is it something we can be careful about?
It could potentially be a blockade.
Okay.
When you guys are looking left and right, you're not seeing an end. I mean, Remington starts doing that exact thing. He feels it get warm, and he goes, and he starts moving down the line.
Does it seem to still be spreading?
No, it's not spreading.
This is something we have to be careful of, you guys.
Remington, you've seen this creature before. Is this behavior that you've witnessed, or is this new?
I've never seen this in particular, if that's what you're asking. This is obviously it, right? This is that is an unnatural creature doing unnatural things to the woods.
Thrig checked. He's real sure.
Thank you, Thrig.
While he's still chewing his arm.
You're welcome.
Remington kind of leads you guys down until you see it rounds around the line of decomposition, and he starts looking around and goes, Jabberwock, it was standing right here. Oh, look, you can see the big old prints. If it was standing, and he points down the line. So you guys roll insight.
9.
10.
19.
Flowerkraut, this looks like the equivalent of what would maybe be a dragon's breath.
Oh no.
The way that the prints of the of the Jabberwock was standing, and the way that it shot the line straight out from where it was standing, but it went straight. It wasn't like angled out in all directions. It was just a straight line.
Do we see Rohn's tracks still?
Don't see him where you're at, because you lost track of his tracks back where you guys got cut off.
That's an attack we'll have to be wary of.
So not afflicted, but it inflicts. That is terrifying.
Thrig no like.
You said it's straight out in front of it. So, Flowerkraut's just thinking about if we see an attack incoming, like, it won't come out in a cone. It'll just come out, like, straight ahead as a beam.
That's what you get from this.
Okay. We'll put that in our boss battle notes.
Remington runs around to the other side of the line, and like runs down to basically be on the opposite side of it from where you guys got cut off. And he's looking around, and he's going to make another survival check to see if he can find Rohn's tracks.
Can I help him?
You sure can. You want to give him the help action?
Yeah, I do, because I rolled another 1, so I'm just going to say I gave him the help action.
Okay. All right, so he's rolling an advantage. He rolled a total of 20. He does find Rohn's tracks. However, you guys watch as Remington bends down and picks something up, and he turns to you with a very solemn look on his face. And in his hands is Rohn's owl mask, broken into 2 pieces.
No.
That dumbass. How is he even still alive?
Doesn't confirm anything, but it means he's definitely not safe, so we better get a move on.
I hate to say it, but I don't think evading this creature is in the cards anymore. Thrig, this might be time for the full-on assault.
Thrig got it. Thrig reaches his hands out for the owl mask. I'll get it on him when we find him.
Remington stops in his tracks and turns around to look at you, all 3 of you. You listen to me right now. I don't know where you came from, what dangers you've dealt with, but this is not a fight we're gonna pick. I've seen who this thing has eaten. I know how strong they were. This thing is too strong, right? And I am not about to watch 3 more friends run head first, thinking they're going to be all heroic, save the cavalcade. Because I've already been there, damn it. Seen them. I lost them. Let's get Rohn. Let's just get out of here, all right? We can do this. We are the shadows of the Feywild. And that son of a bitch is as blind as a bat when it comes to us.
Okay, Remington. Flowerkraut's got tears in her eyes because she's now thinking of a very heroic pup who charged right into battle without thinking of his safety first. We'll play it your way.
All right.
Thrig takes a step forward and kneels down in front of him and says, Thrig, no, you mad. Anger work only if you smart about it. Don't run off and get mad. And he reaches his hand out and says, give Thrig the mask. I'll get it on him when we find him.
Oh, all right. I trust you, Thrig. He hands you the owl mask. It's in 2 pieces. Remington wipes a tear from his eye, and then he nods at the 3 of you, and then he continues running down the path, or running down and looking at the ground, following the tracks. You start to see that it's not very difficult to tell which direction you're supposed to go. There's crashed, splintered trees everywhere as you're moving through. It's not like he's deforested because there's just so much here, but it's definitely showing you the way. You guys reach a point where you kind of catch a glimpse of the wings of the Jabberwock up above you, and then it flies down into another area. I need you all to roll perception.
I think I'm going to use Kenku Recall for this one.
Okay.
17 for Thrig.
A lovely little 5 for Flower.
So I take note and I remind myself of the techniques that Remington used and how he was able to find it the first time he showed this creature to us. So I just start recalling how he uses his keen senses. And boy, I'm going to need it.
18.
Nice. Okay. Thrig and Timothy, you guys peer through the woods. And it's only because Rohn is wearing his ridiculous yellow and orange attire displaying his season of the summer. Can you see a little spot through all of these trees high up in the branches? Coating, you see that like a lot of the trees around you are also coated in this fungus, that you guys had seen back before, but in a distant cluster of trees, you catch sight of an eldritch dressed in bright yellow and oranges, clutching to one of the higher branches, and you see that Rohn is injured. His right arm no longer moving as he's holding his shoulder with his left hand. You also can see through the woods the Jabberwock in bits and pieces because, again, your vision is very much blocked by how much foliage is between you. But you see the Jabberwock moving near his tree, but doesn't actually know where he is. And it inches closer and closer. And you can tell that the creature has an idea of where its prey is, but it can't pinpoint him until it rounds the corner and sees him. You see Rohn react. He, with his one good arm, slices up with a sword, cuts across the face of the Jabberwock, right as the Jabberwock claws at him, but you see him into a cloud of vibrantly green leaves, just poof, face step. And you don't see where Rohn went. The Jabberwock screams as its prey disappears before it. And then it lets out this green glow from its eyes and fires a decomposing gaze right down the line of trees, only about 60 feet from where the four of you are standing. 5 of you, if you include Nathaniel. You watch as the trees in this straight line from where the Jabberwock is standing immediately begin to wither and collapse under their own weight. Like mushrooms begin to just coalesce around them immediately, moss completely coating the entire bark of the tree, and just steam rises from the area. So here's the objective. Getting Rohn out. Painting the battlefield for you guys. We're going to roll initiative in just a second, but I want you to imagine a square. Now take that square and divide it into 4 quadrants. Now take that entire square and pivot it so that it looks more like a diamond shape. So you've got points north, south, east, west. You've got quadrant north, quadrant south, quadrant east, quadrant west. That is this area that you are in. Okay? It is up to you guys each round to decide where you're going to go. You don't know where Rohn is. Rohn is obviously hiding. He's injured. He probably can't move very far. The Jabberwock's looking for him. On your turn, each initiative, you'll have to decide if you're going to move, which quadrant you're going to move into, and if you're going to look for him, or if you're going to do anything that might distract the Jabberwock, whatever that might be. You'll have to declare on your turn which quadrant you're moving into, so that, and then you'll have to declare if that's where you're going to search. Now, mind you, Rohn is rolling stealth. He is hiding from the Jabberwock. You guys, if you want to hide from the Jabberwock, will also be rolling stealth. And consider that Remington only said these masks hide you vision-wise. You make sound, it might notice you. So, it's time to break battle and roll initiative.
What quadrant are we starting out in?
And what quadrant is Jabberwock?
You guys are starting out in the southern quadrant, and the Jabberwock is kind of in the middle of all the quadrants. At the end of the round, Jabberwock will move into a quadrant, and we'll have to find out which one that is. Let's get initiatives.
Flowerkraut got a 21.
Nice.
Wow.
Thrig got an 11.
Oh, let me roll brandy.
Timothy got a 7.
Remington got a 17, and Nathaniel is just on your back, so he's not going to roll initiative.
Brandy's a 15. I don't know if Brandy should even be in this.
That's up to you.
You know, it's fine if she gets slashed. She might be good for looking around. and telepathically letting me know if she finds Rohn.
Okay, sounds good. So she's popping out of the satchel?
Yep.
Okay. Remington suggests that the easiest way to get this done is to divide and conquer. Find Rohn, get him out. The objective here is to get to Rohn, find him, and move him off of the quadrant. Each of these quadrants, basically you can move him off of the map. That's the idea. However, the what would stop you from that is if the Jabberwock is in the same quadrant that you are when you're trying to move him off. To move quadrants, it requires a full movement. Okay, so you'll have to use your entire turn to move quadrants. It takes it takes 2 moves to move quadrants. So you can split your turn. So you say, okay, you're in one quadrant. I'm going to move once, and I'm going to search this turn. And then in my next turn, I'm going to move once, which brings me into the next quadrant, and then I'm going to search. So that's kind of how that works. Any other questions?
So I want to hold the mask up to Remington and pull out some string from my bag and be like, "This still work if I tie it into one piece?"
Thrig, I have no clue. Maybe if we tie it together with love.
all you need is love.
Yeah.
I made that up myself. Me, Thrig. Okay, I want to try to tie it together just to do my best.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. You sure that... It feels like it's an athletic thing, but sure, whatever.
Thrig smash mask together, mask stick.
Okay, so I'm going to roll nat 20 on that.
Oh!
I crit that?
Oh my god.
He used love.
I used love. All you need is love.
So much love.
Thrig. All you need is love.
So you tie it together, and it's got a little heart on the tie on the end of the rope of the string.
It does.
Wow, Thrig, you really did put love into that, didn't you? Well, I hope it works. All right, let's get out there. Let's find him. Let's get out. Don't take any risks. You don't have to. All right. It's Flowerkraut's turn. You are in the southern quadrant right now.
Okie dokie. Let's see. All right. So I can take a full action to move, but I can do half an action to move search and stay in the same quadrant, essentially.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Flowerkraut has some spells that can make noise. She has Thunderclap, for example. Let's see. Elderly Blast. I'm sorry. I forgot to ask. This should have been a question from earlier. How big are these quadrants, feet-wise?
They're about 50 by 50 areas, feet-wise. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. And Flowerkraut even has, Elderly Blast, which has, a 120-foot reach on it. So she can blast at something across the way to, crack a tree or something.
Absolutely. I will say, really quick before you decide where you're going to go or what you're going to do, that beam, the decomposing gaze that the Jabberwock just did, stretched into the eastern quadrant and the southern one. So it kind of cut between the two of them. So moving between them, you would have to move through that area, and that would require some checks.
Okay. Flowerkraut, that actually is pretty useful because Flowerkraut is kind of torn between deciding if she wants to try and place the Jabberwock somewhere else or try and place herself somewhere else. And I'm thinking safest bet would possibly be putting the Jabberwock on its own path that it just made of its beam. But also she doesn't know if Rohn is in the eastern quadrant, but maybe he's trying to steer clear of that beam. I think regardless, he's trying to steer clear of the beam. So she might be wanting to make a noise in the eastern quadrant, so she doesn't have the Jabberwock on top of us quite yet.
Okay.
If I do Elderly Blast, do I still, would bonus actions serve as, I can do a search during this turn? Or is that, I'm basically sacrificing the search
You would be sacrificing your search for the elderly blast.
Okay, got it. So a turn can either be spent moving a full quadrant, moving half a quadrant, and searching, or doing my normal D&D moves.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. What you just said.
All right. So yeah, if I do elderly blast, I can't search.
Flowerkraut, if this helps you at all, I have the ability to use Dissident Whispers, which would cause, hopefully, this creature to move as far as it can, and I can also cast Shatter, which is a very loud, thunderous noise.
I suppose I will just try and get Flowerkraut to move as far as possible at this point.
Okay. Which quadrant do you want to move to?
I'm going to move to the west.
Okay. You go to the west.
Full move to get into the west quadrant.
All right. That is your turn. It is Remington's turn. He is going to go ahead and run straight up. Of course, he takes a bonus action to hide because of his cunning actions. So he's moving. Actually, you know what? He's going to use a cunning action to dash, and he's going to run north. He moves to the north quadrant, and he is going to use his action to search because he can basically fly there really fast. He's essentially using his movement, his bonus action for movement, and his action for searching.
I really need to learn how to do that.
His perception check only popped up as a 6. So whether or not he thinks he's doing a bad job, he does not find Rohn in the north quadrant. Brandy's turn.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Oh, Brandy, what are you going to do?
Gonna neuron nip it in its face.
I kind of want her to. Although I'm sure that'll just make it like crazy and upset. But it could distract it temporarily.
She's fast. She's got a 40-foot movement speed. That's
Damn.
She's a cat.
Oh, so she can move almost to a different quadrant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she could double move or and get to another quadrant.
Okay, yeah. I think moving first sounds good, and then when we're in a tight jam, making some noise, it would be the next move. All right, yeah. I think I'm gonna try and get her to draw the Jabberwock's attention.
Okay.
So that everyone else can find a quadrant to hang out in and search. So she is gonna use her 40-foot movement speed to get almost to the eastern quadrant and try and get near the path of the beam. So she wants to, because this is assuming that Rohn would have tried to get as far away from that beam as possible. So we're thinking that that's a safe place to draw the Jabberwock.
Sounds good. Brandy runs to. Now, is she gonna stay at the beam, or is she gonna cross into the eastern quadrant?
Gonna stay in the path of the beam, as close to the eastern quadrant as she can, so she's not drawing too much attention to the southern quadrant while Timothy and Thrig are trying to get away.
Okay.
Or searching.
All right. Is it the end of her turn?
Let's see. And that's just her movement, right? So that's her normal movement, so she can do an action now.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have her neuron nip the Jabberwock.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Let me see the range on Neuron Nip really quick.
Oh, sure. Oh, it's 15-foot cone. Okay, so she's not near the Jabberwock. She would have to get close to it, huh?
Yeah. Now, mind you, the Jabberwock I said was kind of in the middle of the quadrants. Mm-hmm. Remington pretty much just ran past the Jabberwock, knowing that it doesn't know where he is. It can't see him. So that's why he went straight north, right past it. You could run... You could run Brandy up to the Jabberwock in the middle, like as if you were going to cross into the northern quadrant and just neuron nip him right there if you want. Because I'm just saying you could get in range.
Okay, yeah. Brandy's gonna get in range and neuron nip it.
All right.
Brandy, you brave, disgusting creature.
I want that brain.
Timothy salutes.
All right.
When has this ever gone wrong? Not once.
Aaron's like, this is so... This is genius, right, Aaron?
Absolutely genius.
Thrig, love it.
So the Jabberwock made an intelligence saving throw and rolled a 21.
Excellent. Wow.
So it will take, I believe, half damage, though, against the neuron nip.
Okay, then. Which is 4d4.
That's a lot still.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Just looking at it again, it looks like they only take the psychic damage if they fail to save.
Okay.
No damage. Although it definitely gets the Jabberwock's attention. It hears the of the neuron nip.
Oh
boy. She's just like waving her little tentacles at it. That would be the end of Brandy's turn. It is Thrig's turn.
Get away from Brandy is the move.
All right, so yeah, I'm not gonna be near Brandy. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm going to kneel in the grass, kind of like in the forested area, and try to conceal myself a little bit. Not gonna roll stealth or anything because I don't want to use my action.
Right.
I want to raise Rohn's mask above my head and use thaumaturgy to make the eyes glow like an animal in the forest that reflects light.
Okay. All right.
So Rohn can see it.
Ooh.
That's a cool move. You go ahead and do that. So it's just a visual effect. You're not doing any kind of sound with thaumaturgy,
Not doing
right?
any type of sound, yeah. And that is an action, so I can't do anything else. But I just want to raise it up. And I'm almost like this is a beacon for him to come to me.
Nice. That's good.
Okay. Got it. All right. Okay, cool. Anything else?
I can't do anything else, really, after that point. Because I don't want to move. And that's my action.
All right. It is Timothy's turn.
Keeping southern quadrant clear, then, is the goal.
We will definitely resolve that at the end of the round. We'll see what happens.
Thrig's throwing up the Thundercat symbol.
Thrig, oh!
I'm sorry if this question's been asked. How far away is the Jabberwock from this starting location, feet-wise?
It's about maybe a little bit more. It's more like 60 feet from you.
Aha. If that's the case, I think, unless you guys think this is a bad idea, but Shatter, I can cast at a range of 60 feet, and it is like a loud ringing noise that is painfully intense, per the verbiage, and erupts from a point of your choice. Each creature within a 10-foot sphere must make a Constitution saving throw, and that creature would take 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save. So my goal is just to disorient this thing.
I think that sounds great. It would just have to be in the quadrant we're not in.
Yeah. Keep it away from southern.
I was just going to have it hit it and just essentially like the thought would be that it sees Brandy and it's just like a momentary just disorient it in any way, shape, or form.
I will tell you this, as this would be something you would realize as Timothy Biscuit. Your spell has a verbal component. You're going to make noise casting this spell, whether that's through your voice or through your instrument.
All right, then. Bummer. What quadrant has not been occupied yet?
East.
Okay, because that one is covered in gook, right?
Well, the border between the south and the east is a decomposing line. Yes. Like if you were to get past that, you would be in regular forest again.
Okay. Well, would you allow me to use my normal speed of 30? And when I got up to that section that's damaged, could I Misty Step another 30 feet to clear it?
You absolutely could.
Okay, then that's what I would do. I would use my regular movement, then cast Misty Step to get on the other side of it.
Okay, you do that. You poof. You're now in the east quadrant.
I get one free Misty Step per Fey Touch, so don't have to use a spell slot for that, which is great. And once I'm in this quadrant, would I be able to use a perception check to see if I can find Rohn?
Yes, you will.
I think this will be the last time I use because I can only do it 3 times per long rest, I will use my last Kenku recall to try and locate Rohn. Okay, so now I can roll perception check with advantage.
Yep.
Let's go. Nat freaking 20. That's a 23. I didn't even have to use Kenku Recall. Let's go.
Dude.
Wow.
Okay. I will tell you, with a nat 20, Rohn is not in the East Quadrant.
Okay.
You would definitely have found him if he was in the quadrant you shared with him. Being that the one thing, your action, and that's the end of the round, a couple things are going to resolve now. We're going to resolve where the Jabberwock goes and whether or not Rohn's moving or if he's staying still or whatever happens. But one thing you do notice, Timothy, as with that nat 20, you turn around and you see the trees that just got felled by the decomposing gaze. And one big tree in particular starts to like rumble a little bit. You hear this like humming noise coming from this tree.
What is that?
The soft moldy trunk bursts before you, revealing a creature formed from rot and hatred. It takes the shape of a withering wooden skeleton covered in vines with mushrooms and other fungi covering its back. It turns and it faces you and begins to move with unexpected haste.
Okay.
It's gonna give him a high five, right? It's on our side, right?
That is going to roll initiative into the next round. That thing that just popped out of that tree. The Jabberwock is going to definitely move into the southern quadrant where Brandy is at the end of the turn. And because it goes at the very end of the turn, it walks into the southern quadrant and it is going to make an attack on Brandy. Actually, it'll make 2 attacks on Brandy. One of the first one was a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
The 15 by itself is going to do 21 points of damage.
Okay, we don't want to mess with this thing.
Brandy did.
And then this, even though Brandy's about to poof from existence, the second attack was a crit.
Wow.
And so the second attack would have been, let's see, that's 18 plus, plus another 26.
Wow.
Brandy dies again.
Yeah, so it absolutely just rends Brandy from existence.
Wow.
Flowerkraut know that? Like, are you like psychically linked to Brandy? Do you know that she's no longer...
You absolutely know that she's dead.
Like, oh, that just got 4 of her 99 lives.
I love that Brandy has like 99 lives.
She gets a new one every time she eats a brain.
Ooh, I like that.
It's in the southern quadrant. It obviously doesn't see you, Thrig, because it can't see you. But you're in the quadrant with the Jabberwock. I'm going to make a roll here that's behind the screen to see about what's up with Rohn. And we are at the top of the round once again with Flowerkraut.
All right, now with everybody in a quadrant, it's not a great idea to make a sound quite yet. So maybe once somebody moves, then we can make a sound. So Flowerkraut's going to try not to endanger anyone. She's going to do a nice thorough look-see.
Okay.
So is this just a good old perception check?
It sure is.
Okie dokie. Come on. Oh. I thought I rolled a 1, but it was a 7. Okay, I only rolled a 9.
Okay. You're looking around. You're not seeing Rohn. Now, mind you, guys, as you're making rolls, your roll may just mean you didn't beat his stealth check.
Oh, yeah. I'm
because he's hiding.
Certain that's the case in here.
But if you give him reason, like what Thrig's doing, to see you, that's different, too, because he's just trying to stay alive by hiding from this thing.
What did the perception check cost me in action?
In action, yes.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Do I have any bonus actions? Yeah, no. I don't have any bonus actions that would be helpful in this case, so Flowerkraut's just gonna just move a little bit.
Okay. That would be Remington's turn. He is going to continue searching in the north quadrant. He doesn't feel like he has fully explored this whole thing. Remington rolled an 11. He still hasn't found Rohn. I think he's going to dash. He's going to bonus action dash, and he's going to move into the eastern quadrant where Timothy is, and he will catch sight of this creature that just popped out of the tree. That's all he's going to do. It is the creature's turn. It stands up, Timothy, and it just begins to move towards you very quickly.
Nice tree. Good tree.
It like whips out its arms, and its arms made of vines, of like rotten vines, and it's attempting to wrap you up in them. Oh, does a 15 hit?
That is my AC.
That is your AC. Okay. All right, Timothy, these vines wrap around you, and you notice this thing is giving off that same, like, decomposing heat as well as, like, spores from fungus.
Oh, this should be fun.
And you take 14 acid damage.
Wow.
You also know that as long as this thing has you in its wrap, you will continue to take damage next turn.
This is what I get for a nat 20.
You know what? Actually, this thing is also going to attack Remington because he moved into the quadrant.
Remington, get out of here.
It's because it can make 2 of these attacks in one turn. Oh my gosh, it rolled a 19 to hit Remington.
Wow.
Remington takes 10 acid damage. Ah! Ooh! Gotta be quiet. Gotta be quiet. You just see he's gritting his teeth underneath his mask. All right, it literally has one arm in one direction, the other arm in the other direction, wrapping up both of you guys. It is Thrig's turn.
All right, so I've still got one arm up in the air with the mask with shining. Can I see Remington and Timothy getting tree handled over there?
Give me a perception check. It's not going to be your action. I just want to know basically if you noticed it or not.
Sure.
Actually, how about this? What is your passive perception?
14.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. So I'm going to take a couple like quick, quiet steps forward and unloose a javelin from my back.
Okay.
And as I throw it, I'm going to rage.
Okay.
Double check to make sure it's not Nathaniel's arm.
Okay, got it. What should I roll for that? No. So I'm going to rage, and then I am going to throw a javelin at the tree creature.
You know what's awesome about being the Path of the Giant is that you apply your rage to thrown attacks as well.
Nice.
Dang it, that's only a 12.
12 to hit?
Yeah.
A 12 does not hit.
Well, I have another javelin,
You sure do.
so I'm going to give that another shot. 13.
A 13 doesn't hit either.
Man.
No.
But they don't make any sound as they fly through. Timothy, you see both javelins land not too far.
Great, now we got a guy throwing javelins at us too.
Dang, I don't have anything else. I've got another javelin that I can try to throw on my next turn, but I won't be raging, most likely.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I literally don't have anything else I can do.
Timothy, you're up. You're wrapped. You know that if you stay wrapped, you're going to continue taking the acid damage from this.
This isn't good.
Do I see that Remington is also wrapped?
Yep, you do. And you see that he's gritting his teeth like you, trying not to yelp in pain.
D&D question for you, because I don't know if this counts. If I cast Misty Step, does that mean I cannot cast another spell on my turn? Because that's dual casting.
The only other spell you can cast on your turn is a cantrip that takes an action.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use an actual spell slot to Misty Step out of this grip.
You absolutely can do that. You don't even have to roll. Poof, poof. You're not wrapped anymore.
Okay. That is a bonus action, so now I will use my action to throw 2 daggers at the branch that's holding Remington in hopes of loosening its grip.
Just 1 dagger.
Okay.
Because it would take your bonus action to throw the other one.
You are correct. So I will throw 1 dagger at the branch in hopes of loosening its grip.
I love it.
And to be specific, I'm going to poof in the highest place I possibly can get away with.
Okay. Yeah, you're up in a tree.
Like, I want to get as far away from this thing as I can while still, obviously, my range is 60 feet, I think, for these daggers, so I should be good.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's the first throw. Good thing they come back to me. That's a 9.
Ugh.
All right. It doesn't hit, but it does return to you. And that's the only attack you can make. Any movement, or are you staying up in the tree?
I'm going to stay up in the tree because I am not leaving Remington in this state.
Okay. We're going to, end of round, resolve a couple things. Let's find out where the Jabberwock is going to go. The Jabberwock wanders from the southern quadrant into the western quadrant.
Yay!
It screeches. It doesn't have a target to attack. It doesn't see anyone. And therefore, it's going to let loose a decomposing beam.
Oh, goody.
It shoots it. Let's find out which quadrant it shoots it at. It shoots it into the eastern quadrant.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. That quadrant's fucked.
Okay, here's how this works. If you're in a quadrant that this thing is shooting, you need to roll a luck die. That means a luck die for Remington and a luck die for Timothy. Go ahead and roll a d6.
I don't know what's good. If a low number is good or a behind, it's a 1.
Exactly, you don't know. Fortunately, for Remington, the beam doesn't cross where he's being wrapped. It does, however, slam right into the tree that you're up in, Timothy. Timothy, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, hold on. I think I get something with dexterity saving throws. Let me just look at my sheet real quick to verify that. I get proficiency in dexterity saving throws, so that's good, right? Here we go. 18.
Oh.
Timothy, you're jumping out of the tree as this thing, as the tree essentially begins to just shrivel underneath your feet, okay? You're still going to take half damage from this, but you saved from the full damage.
Cool.
And it's still not a very happy number.
What is?
Oh, no.
Okay, Timothy, you take 16 acid damage. That's half.
I am so hurt. I am so very, very hurt.
But that would have done 32 damage to you if you hadn't saved.
Oh
good.
my God.
Remington is right. This thing is too strong.
Is that breath attack a spell, by the way?
It's not, and it looks like it's coming from its eyes. As its eyes light up, it's
like a gaze.
Yes.
I wonder if it has to re-roll for it, like a charge.
It does, and it did just now. It had to recharge it.
And it didn't, turns out. I decided.
Flowerkraut, you're in the same quadrant as it. You're not too far from it, but obviously you're wearing your mask. You can't see you.
Yeah.
After it screeches in frustration and shoots this gaze across to the eastern quadrant, it then begins to just wander around the western quadrant, and it begins to just burble to itself. It just... And then, you start to catch these weird, Sylvan nuances, hungry maiden of the moon.
Oh, is Flowerkraut picking up anything useful? I mean, Maiden of the Moon sounded pretty useful there, but I am now looking for some hints about the thing that has been stolen from it.
As you listen to this thing, you realize that the burbling is starting to mess with your head.
Ooh, oh no.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, something I'm good at. Let's see. 20.
Nice. Excellent.
Not nat.
You seem to shake it off.
You take half damage. It's 32 points of damage.
It definitely seems like it was starting to confuse you, even though it wasn't targeting you with it. It was like, if you can hear it, it starts to just screw with you. That was the end of the round. Let me resolve for Rohn really quick. Flowerkraut, back up to the top of the round with you.
Okie dokie.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm not sure which is more important right now, finding Rohn or getting this thing out of the quadrant, maybe into the northern quadrant. So I do have some different options. I can, like, elderly blast 120 feet away from me so I can hit a tree.
I will warn you, though, Elderly Blast, it does have a verbal component to the spell.
The verbal component being my assing. So, okay, noted. Okay.
Farted.
Burble, burble, burble.
Burble, bubble butt.
Burble, burble. I know, I was just like, I can relate to this thing. Burble, burble, mucus, mucus. Like, God. So relatable. Okay, so not Elderly Blast, but I can do Ass Clap, right? That's but that's only 5 feet. That's stupid. Okay, what else can I do?
Chucks the D&D book.
DMD Beyond.
What is this?
Okay, so Thaumaturgy is 30 feet away, so I can make a sound 30 feet away. Lovely. Okay, I'm gonna try and just like get away from this thing, and as I'm walking away from this, I'm staying in the western quadrant, but as I'm walking away from it, I am going to look around again.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check for the western quadrant.
Oakley dokley. Come on, Flowerkraut. Oh my god. That's so weak. 8.
Okay. So as you guys are rolling perception checks, I will tell you when you have reached a point, based on your checks, where you feel that you have canvassed the whole area and that no checks are required because you know he's not there.
Okay.
You're not there yet with the Western Quadrant. You haven't been able to search the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, nothing.
All right. Remington is up. He is wrapped by this creature.
Come on, Remington.
He is going to make a acrobatics check to slip out of the grasp.
Get out of there.
And with his +8 to acrobatics, that would be a 17.
Oh my god.
He gets out.
Yay, bunny.
Oh,
Yes.
thank goodness.
Because he's like not actually standing. You know what? Yeah, this thing doesn't seem like it could make an attack of opportunity because it had to like reach vines way out to grab him. So he just books it, and he's going to use a cunning action to hide from this thing.
Hopefully we could give a slight nod to each other as he passes.
Yes, pats you on the shoulder, and he's gone behind a tree or something. His action was to escape. He's now hiding. He's going to end his turn right there. It is the creature's turn. It sees you, Timothy.
Oh my god.
Actually, it's going to use its bonus action first. It walks over to where the newly decomposing trees are from the line that just came through and like singed your feet, and it reaches down and touches a trunk, and a smaller version of this creature bursts out of it. So now there's 2.
How not making babies.
It then is going to unleash spores in all directions of the woods. It's going to even potentially hit Remington, but he's got cover because he's behind a tree. So we'll first find out how many it's going to hit.
This could be it for me.
It's only shooting 1 spore. It rolls a d6 to see how many it shoots. Let's see if it hits, if the spore is going after you or Remington. Odd or even, Timothy?
I'm an oddball. Let's go odd.
Okay. All right, it rolled even, so it's going after Remington. Shoots at Remington. It only rolls an 11 to hit. You see these, like, this cloud of spores just, like, slap up against the tree that he's hiding behind. Nothing. Doesn't hurt him.
And it missed.
Fired. Missed.
All right. The other creature that's rising up does not act. It comes into the round at initiative later. It is Thrig's turn.
Okay. How far away are these awful things from me at this point? Because I did move forward some in my quadrant. I have a movement speed of 40.
They are within your movement speed. However, you'd have to cross one of these lines to get there.
Yeah. I am going to hand the mask to Nathaniel.
Okay.
Because I gotta fight. And I'm gonna use my last 2 javelins.
Okay.
Real quick before I run in there. How far away is Timothy from me?
Timothy's about 30 feet from you.
And Timothy is about how many feet away from the creatures?
They're about 15 feet from him.
Okay. I am gonna make my way in front of Timothy.
Okay.
So to kind of give him a block because I have healing potions. And I am going to unleash my first javelin on... I'm going to go for the little guy.
All right. On your way to Timothy, you pass through one of the areas that has been decomposed. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I get advantage on those because I am who I am.
Nice.
So that is pretty cool.
This is basically for you to not touch anything that is acidic.
Okay, that's a 13.
That's enough.
And a 4. Okay, good, because the 4 probably wasn't going to do it.
Ew.
The 13 is enough.
Okay, so I'm going to chuck a javelin at the little guy.
Okay.
The freshly minted horror. Will a 25 hit him?
25 is going to definitely hit him.
Okay, so here's the fun that happens here. I'm going to make my attack. I get a +2 to the attack. No, I get a +2 to the damage.
Yep.
Because I'm using, I'm raging, and I have crushing throw.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to storm strike it. Because there's no verbal component to that, but I need this thing to die.
There's no verbal component, but this is definitely going to make a sound when it crashes against it.
Just the javelin itself?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it is what it is at this point.
Uh-huh.
Timothy can't die.
Well, Timothy was also thinking, I'm going to make the biggest sound at these trees because if the Jabberwock wants a target, we'll give him a target.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be 10 piercing damage just from the javelin.
Okay.
And then Storm Strike is what? I think it is another D6. It is another D6. Another 6. So 16 points of damage to the little jerk.
Wow.
How do you kill it?
So as the javelin gets like 10 feet out of my hand, it just transforms into a lightning bolt.
I love that.
Dope.
And just pierces straight through it in like a perfect silent hole. Actually, it's completely quiet.
Lightning doesn't make sound. It's just the thunder.
So weird.
Not at all. It's the thunder. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But this thing splinters into an explosion and just like things clatter all over the place. So,
hey, announcer, can you keep it the frick down out there?
Okay, what else do you do?
I have one more javelin, and it's going to go with the big guy. So hopefully second verse, same as the first. Nat 20.
Wow. 27 total.
Critty, bang, bang.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's the thing that we forgot the last time that I crit. I have savage attacks as well.
You reroll damage or ones or whatever? What is it?
No, hold on. I reroll. I think I reroll my damage dice again.
When you roll a critical hit, roll one of the weapon's dice one additional time and add it as extra damage.
Oh my god.
What a sicky critty.
So you're going to double all of your dice and then add another one to it.
Yeah, so I will do 3d6 plus 4, right?
He's a triple threat.
Yes. As just the javelin. You're not doing the storm strike or whatever again? Or can you only do that once per turn?
Once per turn. Yeah, once per turn when you hit a target. So yeah, I can only do that once.
Okay.
But the javelin gets the +2 on top of this. So I'm going to roll 3d6, and it's going to be 3d6 plus 6.
Yes.
Thrig must look like a god to Timothy right now.
Wait, he isn't?
So that's 8 damage there, plus another 7, so 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. All right, this javelin is lodged into this spore creature, and it just looks down. This thing looks like it's not really feeling pain, but you definitely have shredded a lot of its structure for sure.
That's it. That is what Thrig has, and he will just. You see him reaching back. He's bringing out the axe to stand in front of Timothy, and then he looks down at Timothy.
Thrig here.
Thank you, Thrig. I really needed some help.
All right, Timothy, it's your turn.
I think I look at Thrig and I say, if we bring this thing down, are you ready to run?
Thrig so fast.
Then let's do it. I think silence in this quadrant's out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And if I don't bring this thing down, I want to make a sound big enough to get Jabberwock's attention and finish it off for us. So I'm going to shatter this thing.
Okay.
I love it.
I think this, because I know with like inanimate objects, I think this does double damage. Would that work on like a construct, like a tree creature?
It's not going to work on this thing. Doesn't apply.
Okay. Well, still needs to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Con save. Rolled an 18.
That's gonna do it, but it still takes half damage.
Okay. Flowerkraut, you definitely hear it because it's happening pretty close to where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
That's 15 thunder damage.
All right. Halved to 7.
Yep.
It gets hit by this shatter spell. You see like some tree next to it just crack apart, and the Jabberwock's head just immediately turns to the east quadrant.
Oh, boy.
And Timothy gives a nod to Thrig, and he says, okay, it's time to run. And he'll use his movement to move into the next quadrant, the closest next quadrant.
Okay. You can move to the edge, or too close to it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you'll be ready to move into it next turn.
Yep.
Right. End of the round. Jabberwock moves into the east quadrant. It is going to... Let's see. It can't see Remington. Can't see Thrig. It can see Nathaniel.
Oh, my God.
No.
And it can see the creature...
Nathaniel in the southern...
No, you left him on your back, right?
No, he said he dropped him,
No, he said he dropped him with the mask.
right?
No, I did not. I gave him the mask. I did not say I didn't. No, I did not say I dropped him.
Oh,
Nope.
I thought you left him behind.
I did not say I dropped him because that would have taken an action for me to drop him.
Here's the thing. Nathaniel acts dead as the creature, like, looms in.
Don't be alive!
Shouts, act dead!
It doesn't seem interested in the corpse hanging from your back, even though it can't see you. It is going to attack the creature that has a javelin in it.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
It absolutely hits it with the first attack. It hits it with the second attack.
Timothy's like, one of my plans actually worked? Frick yeah.
Nice.
Well, let's just see if this thing is still alive after it's done. Whee! This thing shatters into a million pieces as it gets rended by the Jabberwock.
Nice. Well deserved.
Thrig is just trying not to yell Thrig at it.
That is the end of the Jabberwock's turn. Oh my gosh. I'm rolling for Rohn.
He's also in the eastern quadrant. Ooh.
Timothy runs directly into Rohn. Oh, where the hell have you been?
Well, Rohn literally rolled to move to the eastern quadrant.
Oh my god.
And as he's heading over there, I rolled a perception check for him with advantage because of the mask glowing, and he rolled a 24.
Wow.
Yes.
So, Timothy, you see Rohn hobbling towards your quadrant, but obviously getting second thoughts because the Jabberwock is there. Normally, I would have him re-roll because of the rules would be that if I roll to see where the Jabberwock goes, and then I roll to see where Rohn goes. Rohn obviously does not go to the same quadrant that the Jabberwock goes, but he started to go towards that. You see him in the northern quadrant where you were running to, and he sees that the Jabberwock has moved there, so he's like starting to turn around, and then he sees the mask. It's glowing, and then he sees you, Timothy. So Rohn is now just across the border into the northern quadrant, and that's where we'll end that round, and is now back up to Flowerkraut.
Does Flowerkraut have any of this information?
No, other than you know that a lot of shit just went down the eastern quadrant. You heard Timothy's voice, you saw some lightning, and the Jabberwocky rushed over there.
Okay, I do have a plan.
Did I say Jabberwocky? It's Jabberwock.
Jabberwocky.
Flowerkraut is going to thaumaturgy into her quadrant, the west quadrant.
Okay.
So she's going to make a loud sound, and she is going to then do a bonus action Misty Step into the southern quadrant.
Okay, so you're heading back to where you came from?
Yes.
What is your thaumaturgy sound you make?
Let's see. What am I
Just the most rancid fart that just goes on and on and on.
Rancid fart followed by Moon Maiden. And Sealfin.
Moon Maiden.
Okay, you've misty step. You're back into the southern quadrant. That's, I guess, your entire turn. Remington is up. He runs up. He sees Rohn because you're staring at him, Timothy. Because that whole plan was for everyone to run the same direction. He bonus action dashes, gets to Rohn, even though he's much shorter. They're not too different in height. Throws one of Rohn's arms over his shoulder so he can help him. And he just looks at you, Timothy, and Remington just kind of gives the whole head nod gesture like, let's get the fuck out of here. Remington ends his turn with Rohn in the northern quadrant. Thrig, it is your turn. The objective of this is to end the round with the Jabberwock not being in the same quadrant as you, as whoever has Rohn with them.
Got it. How far away am I from Timothy, Rohn, and Remington at this point?
You could get there with a full movement.
Okay.
And you guys are aware, you heard forest fart, so you know that Flowerkraut is drawing it to a certain area. So you at least know not
the
to go.
distant sound of the wild flower kraut.
Flowerkraut cast foliage, fat flatulence. So let's go. And then, like, I run towards them because it's 40 feet for my movement. And as my action, because I'm not going to try to hit this thing, I'm going to hand Timothy the healing potion that I have in my bag.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I run by, because I saw him get beat up, and then I'm going to nod at Remington and Rohn, like, get the fuck out of here.
Did say fucking go.
Can you hand him the mask?
Nathaniel has the mask.
Yep.
So I just turn my back to Rohn with the mask.
You said you moved and then did an action, so you didn't full move to get to where Rohn was? You got to where Timothy's at.
Oh, sorry. Are they not all at the same spot?
They're not. Timothy's not quite there. He can see Rohn.
Okay.
But Remington ran past him to get into the northern quadrant where Rohn was.
Remington ran past him. So,
yep.
Sorry, Timothy. Can I just drop as I run by Timothy, can I just drop the healing potion?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see it?
Absolutely.
And then I get up to Rohn and I turn my back so Nathaniel has the mask, and I say, I don't Thrig fix with love, don't know if will work, and then, kind of point to, like, put that mask on.
Rohn graciously takes it from Nathaniel and puts it on. Timothy, it's your turn.
I'm a chug a potion.
All right. Normal healing potion, 2d4 plus 2d4 plus 2.
7, 8, 9. Whew. I'll take it. Using a healing potion on yourself, that's a bonus action, correct?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and rule it cool it. Typically, if you have...
Yeah, I'm so cool.
If you have the potions in a very easy to get location, then bonus action, I'm cool with that.
I'm so cool.
Like I imagine Flowerkraut has, like, potions, like, just in her robes that she just pulls out,
And then I'm going to take a quick glance at Rohn, and could I perceive if sending a healing word his way would help his predicament in a way that, like, maybe helps him move a little bit faster? Or is he good enough?
You're going to make sound.
Yeah, that's true. There's a verbal component to healing word.
Oh, that's right, healing word. Friggin' frack. I'm a bard. Everything requires something to make a sound. Woo! Okay, I guess I'll start moving. Maybe I should stealth. Maybe I should be stealthy in this scenario. I think Timothy's going to stealth and move.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Okay. I mean, I get a +9, so that's a 25 stealth.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
So you disappear.
I think Timothy falls to the ground, just puts his beak on the potion and chugs it and just crawls away.
Wow.
I'm so cool.
Timothy falls on his back, potion sticking out of his beak, and he just starts to move his legs and slide across the grass. No one can see him because he's just underneath all of the foliage.
Dude, I'm unintentionally doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing from Predator and just covering myself in mud.
This is so funny.
Yes.
D&D Beyond is just showing his stealth check says 1d20, d20 plus 9 equals, and it has a question mark. It was so good. It was so good. Your roll disappeared.
D&D Beyond's like, I don't even know where he is.
I think that number's way too big. Oh, it finally
so
came in.
funny.
All right, there it is.
Oh, it's so funny.
Took a
Wow,
long time
there
to
it
calculate 16 plus 9.
Where could he be? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me Luke Skywalker that. Where could he be?
3PO!
Even D&D Beyond lost track of you, so that's how good it was.
Shut all garbage mashers on the detention level.
All right, guys. End of the round. The Jabberwock goes into the western quadrant to investigate the tree toots.
I don't know why that's so funny. My brain is a little bit.
It's so stupid. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's putting the ass in Aspen.
God.
The trees all wilt and die.
It wasn't the Jabberwock's fault.
You guys are able to move out of the area with Rohn. As you guys make your way far enough that you could talk or say anything, Rohn looks up. He's kind of holding the mask on his face. He looks up at Thrig and Timothy, and he goes, "Oh, much appreciated, but it didn't seem to care one way or the other if I was wearing this. It still knows where I am. It's going to follow us." Well, this might be a bad time, perhaps a good time to mention. When a Jabberwock locks onto its prey, it will follow until it's dead or eaten. The only way to break that connection is if its target is no longer on the same plane of existence. Are you telling me I have to leave the Fae for this thing to stop chasing me? I think that's what he's telling you, Rohn.
Is Timothy in earshot of this?
Oh yeah, you guys are all traveling together away from...
So Timothy, like, suddenly a pair of bird eyes opens from the ground.
They're what?
Because I said I covered myself in mud, so suddenly just eyes. The ground has eyes, and it open, and they open. And Timothy holds the bag that has the seed in it, the seed that can bring someone back to life.
What you got there, Timothy? Gotta admit, I didn't see you.
If the choices are either to leave the Feywild or what it's seeking must be dead, this seed can bring someone back to life.
You're saying I have to let this thing kill me?
I'm just saying we have more than one option.
Flowerkraut, you would get an inkling that you could, like, without any sound coming from where it's going on, you just start to piece things together, then you figure they've got him, but they've exited the area in a different location.
Yeah, Flowerkraut went to the south. And those guys went to the north.
So you're kind of in the process of moving through the forest to catch up with them. Ideally, you guys would meet up somewhere where you had formulated your plan to begin with. That is quite the that's quite the strategy, Tim. I can't say I like it much. You know, we could take him back to Astrazalian. You know, throw him in the old well. It's where y'all came from, ain't it?
It is. Rohn, is that what you want?
Do I have to stay there? That part is unclear. Maybe it's better than what I've been going through. Let's go. It's gonna start following us. We're not safe. It knows. Trust me. I tried everything. You guys kind of move into that area where you had formulated your plan, and Flower, you're kind of waiting there for them.
Okay, cool.
Flowerkraut, oh, thank goodness.
Hi. Oh, you made it. I'm so glad.
Barely. There were some diseased trees that came to life and complicated matters.
Thrig heard you fart.
Flowerkraut holds her tongue and does not mention the melted acid feathers that were removed from Timothy and the new bald spots that have appeared. She does not mention that. Oh, you heard my toot message?
Thrig knew you were fine. No one fart like that. Who dead?
Oh my God. I have a story to tell you for Song of Rest, by the way.
What are you guys doing as you meet Flowerkraut?
I guess we're gonna leave as fast as we can, right?
How far away is Astrazelia?
So far.
It's pretty far, and then there's the climb. I don't know if we're gonna make it there before it finds me again. Rohn, we gotta try, all right? I'll distract it again. Hell, Flowerkraut will fart again. Something, all right? We'll keep it away from you. Whatever you say, boss. You guys move through the forest. Sure enough, the Jabberwock is following. It knows the vicinity of where Rohn is. It has him locked in. And it seems like things are not going your way because the Jabberwock is so much faster. And it's not lingering to look for him because it knows that it has to keep moving until it gets closer to where he would be hiding. And Nathaniel says, if only we had some way to separate his soul.
Wait.
Have you ever meddled with necromancy, son?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm capable of casting any of those spells anymore.
There might be another way.
What you got, Timothy? I'm up for anything at this point. It's gonna catch up to us real soon. I'm about to go out there and deal with this thing myself.
There might be another way. Your song. I felt a connection to that plane. The plane of the animals. I think I might be able to use it to separate Rohn from himself and his animal form. Maybe that'll be enough to distract the Jabberwock.
I don't think I'm following you, son. My song? It's just a song.
They're never just songs, Remington. I learned that from someone very important to me.
And Timothy starts to play the Plane Flow Connection. And I think as he starts strumming the intro chords, without even thinking about it, the form of a raccoon appears laying across his shoulder, and that's when Timothy starts to sing the song.
Why are there so many songs about the plains? What's on the other side? Plain flows are bridges, but not over water, and plain flow cannot divide. So we've crossed over, and some choose to leave it. I know they're home or they're free. Someday we'll find it, the Plain Flow Connection, the heroes, the creatures, and me.
And I think as the song ends, Timothy looks over to Thrig, knowing how much he loved his animal spirit, and summons his bear. And then he looks over to Rohn and sends the remaining magic to him to summon his animal spirit.
You play the Plane Flow Connection, and you watch as these spectral animals form near their bonded humanoid. A bear that you have seen before shows up next to Thrig, bringing probably one of the biggest smiles to Thrig's face that you have seen.
Thrig tries to pet it.
And you see an owl form on Rohn's shoulder. He looks at the owl. He looks at you, Timothy. Rohn nods. And the owl takes off. And just as the Jabberwock is catching up, it stops and it looks up to the sky and it locks on with the owl. As the owl flies away off into the distance, Jabberwock turns and begins chase. And the rest of you continue down the path as fast as you can towards Astrazalion to get Rohn off of the plane of the Feywild. And that is where we will end our episode.
Winds with you, BB Army. This is Timothy Biscuit wanting to thank you for joining us on today's episode of Break, Battle, and Roll. We hope you're enjoying our adventure as much as we are in living it, creating it, either one. If you're looking for more ways to connect with Break, Battle, and Roll, you can follow us on our Instagram and Twitter, both at Break, Battle, Roll, or you can stop by and give us a like on the Break, Battle, and Roll Facebook page. Additionally, you can check out our website at www.breakbattleroll.com. It's also there that you can join our Discord server, where you can chat or game with us and other members of the BB Army. You can find our invite link at the top banner of our site. And hey, if you want to follow the cast on social media, you can find the person that voices me, which is very meta, on his Instagram and Twitter, both at It's Chit Chad. That's ITSCHITCHAD, as well as his YouTube channels, Chit Chad Show and Chit Chad Plays. You can follow Janelle, aka Flowerkraut, on her Instagram at Janelle.Wilke. That's JANELLE.WILKE. You can follow Dustin, aka Sherman Gepherd, on his Instagram at _final_destination. That's DUSTINATION. You can follow Ben, aka Thrig, on his Instagram at slam_handwich. That's HANDWICH. Ben is also one of our composers, and you can check out his other musical works on his Spotify artist page under Ben Holland. Finally, you can find Aaron, aka the Dungeon Master, aka the Barkeep, who I'm not allowed to ask questions to still, at his Instagram at Arkuma. That's AARKUMA. This podcast would also not operate the same without our amazing supporting crew, and we would love to give them a shout out, starting with our other composer, Rory O'Neill, for providing his amazing musical accompaniment to our episodes. I certainly have learned a few things from him, as well as Ali Stafford for managing our social media platforms, and Laura Rollins for her additional audio editing support. And now that you're a part of the BB Army, help spread the word. If you've got a friend that's into Dungeons & Dragons, tabletop RPGs, or just narrative podcasts in general, please send them our way. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you and your friends happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a review. It's one of the best ways you can support our show, and we would love to hear what you think. And once again, we just want to thank you so much for listening, but now, unfortunately, it's time for me to go. I promised the barkeep that I would perform another set on the story arc. So until next time, fare thee well, travelers. We'll see you on our next adventure.